Welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're hopping into our metaphorical time machine to explore the significance of a single date, November 15th.
November 15th, huh?
Yeah. We'll be uncovering how this seemingly ordinary date has played a role in shaping history.
Sounds intriguing.
Our source material is a Wikipedia page, entirely in Arabic, dedicated to everything that happened on November 15th across different years.
Wow, a Wikipedia page entirely in Arabic.
Exactly. We'll be jumping between ancient empires and modern events, from the
Ooh.
Byzantine era to the 21st century.
A real whirlwind tour through history.
Exactly. Are you ready to dive in?
Absolutely. Let's get started.
All right. Let's crank up the time machine and set our coordinates for 565 AD. We find ourselves in the Byzantine Empire. Justin II is taking the throne.
Ah, the Byzantine Empire, a fascinating period.
Justin II is succeeding his uncle, Justinian I.
Justinian I. Now, he was a remarkable ruler, known for his legal reforms and, of course, those ambitious building projects like the Hagia Sophia.
It's a pretty tough act to follow, I imagine.
Oh, absolutely. These transitions of power, they weren't just about who wore the crown. They often determined the fate of empires.
Meaning what exactly?
Well, everything. Trade routes, religious policies, even the very stability of the empire itself.
So, for the people living in the Byzantine Empire, this November 15th wasn't just a date on the calendar.
No, not at all. It represented a major shift, a shift in power dynamics that could directly impact their lives.
A real turning point. Now let's fast forward, almost 1,000 years. We find ourselves in 1533 in Cusco, the heart of the Inca Empire.
The Inca Empire. Fascinating civilization.
And on this date, Francisco Pizarro arrived.
Pizarro, the Spanish conquistador.
Imagine that encounter. The Incas, with their advanced civilization, encountering these Europeans arriving from a completely different world.
The clash of cultures.
Definitely. And sadly, what could have been a peaceful exchange transformed into a spree of conquest.
The Spanish ultimately toppled the Inca Empire, a stark reminder of the impact of colonization.
And the ripple effects that continue to shape societies today. History isn't just about dates and names, it's about the collision of different worlds.
Precisely. And it's essential to consider those events from multiple perspectives, not just from the perspective of the conquerors, but also the conquered.
A more complete picture of the past. Now, how about we shift gears? Let's travel to the 19th century, to November 15th, 1889.
Ah, the 19th century, a time of great change. What's happening on this particular November 15th?
Well, on this date, Brazil becomes a republic.
A significant turning point in Brazil's history. They transition from an empire to a republic.
A pretty big shift in how a nation is organized. I wonder what factors drive these changes. Is it a gradual process? Or do specific events act as catalysts?
That's a great question. Often it's a mix of both. Underlying social and political forces, they build up over time, and then, bam, a specific event becomes a tipping point, a revolution, a declaration of independence.
So, in a way, this November 15th in Brazil captures that moment of transformation, the culmination of these underlying forces.
It's like history is reaching a boiling point.
Fascinating. Now, our next stop on this journey is just a few decades later, in 1920.
The early 20th century, a turbulent time. Tell me more. What's happening on November 15th, 1920?
Well, on this date, the League of Nations holds its first council meeting in Geneva.
The League of Nations. A bold idea, really. An attempt to foster international cooperation in the wake of World War I.
To prevent future conflicts.
Yeah.
A noble effort, even if it ultimately fell short of its goals.
It did. It shows just how complex and challenging it is to create a lasting peace, especially on a global scale.
Absolutely. But it also highlights the need for constant dialogue and for addressing the root causes of conflict.
Issues like economic disparities, political ideologies, and historical grievances. These themes seem to echo throughout history.
They do, don't they? Whether we're talking about ancient empires or the modern world, those same issues keep surfacing.
A reminder that human history is full of recurring patterns. But let's pause our journey for now. We'll delve deeper into some of the darker chapters of the 20th century in our next segment. Ready to continue our exploration of November 15th.
Absolutely. Where are we headed next in our historical time machine?
We're moving into the mid-20th century now, a period marked by, well, global conflict and unimaginable tragedy.
It's a stark reminder that November 15th isn't just about triumphs and celebrations.
No, it's not. And on November 15th, 1943, we encounter one of the darkest chapters of human history.
What happened on that date?
Heinrich Himmler, a leading figure in Nazi Germany, issued a horrific order.
What kind of order?
It targeted the Romani people.
The Romani people.
Yes, Himmler's order equated them with Jewish people, subjected them to the same persecution and genocide during the Holocaust.
It's a devastating testament to the depths of human prejudice.
It really is a chilling reminder of the consequences of unchecked hatred.
Absolutely. It's essential to remember and learn from these atrocities. But it's also important to acknowledge that November 15th has witnessed moments of progress and innovation, too.
Oh, absolutely. Just a few years later, in 1961, Kuwait TV launched.
Kuwait TV.
Yes, it marked a turning point for media and communication in the region.
It's fascinating to see how this event reflects the constant evolution of how we share and consume information.
Exactly. From the printing press to radio, television, and now the internet, each leap has transformed our societies.
It makes you wonder what's next. How will future generations consume information? What new technologies will emerge?
That's a great question. One we'll have to ponder another time. For now, let's shift gears again and move ahead a few decades.
Sounds good. Where does our time machine take us next?
The late 20th century witnessed some significant geopolitical shifts, particularly in the Middle East. And on November 15, 1988, we see a pivotal moment in the Palestinian struggle for statehood.
On that date, the Palestinian National Council issued the Palestinian Declaration of Independence in Algiers, right?
That's right. They proclaimed the establishment of the State of Palestine.
This declaration reverberated across the world. It really brought attention to the complexities of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
It did. And it underscored the challenges of achieving a lasting peace in the region, challenges that continue to this day.
It's a reminder that history isn't static. These events from the past continue to shape the world we live in. Speaking of events that shaped how we understand the world, what about November 15th, 2006?
Ah, yes. On that date, we saw the launch of Al Jazeera English.
Al Jazeera English really made an impact. It offered a platform for diverse voices and perspectives, challenging established narratives.
Absolutely. Al Jazeera English really forced audiences to confront different viewpoints. It changed the way we think about news coverage, especially in the context of globalization and the internet.
It also raised questions about media bias, about the importance of seeking out information from multiple sources.
Crucial in our information-saturated age. But, speaking of different perspectives,
Yeah.
it's fascinating how this single date, November 15th, can hold completely different meanings and traditions across cultures.
Oh, like what?
Well, for example, in Japan, November 15th is Shichi-Go-Sen.
Shichi-Go-San. What's that?
It's a festival honoring children aged 3, 5, and 7.
What's special about those ages?
In Japanese tradition, they're considered important milestones in a child's development. It's a day for families to give thanks for their children's health and wish them good fortune for the future. Lots of special ceremonies, traditional attire, and of course, sweets for the kids.
It's amazing how different cultures find such unique ways to celebrate life's milestones. It's a nice contrast to some of the heavier historical moments we've discussed.
It is a reminder that even amidst global conflicts and upheavals, there's always room for joy and tradition.
We've covered a lot of ground in our exploration of November 15th. Empires, revolutions, cultural traditions, the evolution of media, even space debris. But there's one more fascinating aspect of this date to explore.
Oh, what's that?
The individuals. The people whose lives and legacies are intertwined with November 15th.
Ah, yes. The birthdays and, well, the departures of some pretty remarkable figures.
Let's start with the birth. William Herschel, born in 1738.
Herschel, a fascinating figure.
He was more than just an astronomer, he was a musician.
Is that so?
Yeah. But he became so captivated by the night sky that he started building his own telescopes.
And that passion led him to some incredible discoveries.
Like what?
Well, he's most famous for discovering Uranus.
Uranus. Wow.
It was a major discovery. It expanded our understanding of the solar system, revolutionized our view of the cosmos.
It's amazing how curiosity can lead to such profound advancements. Now, shifting gears a bit, we also have Erwin Rommel, born on November 15th, 1891.
Rommel, the desert fox.
Exactly. A German field marshal known for his, well, tactical brilliance during World War II.
His strategies, especially in the North African campaign, were quite remarkable. But his legacy, like many figures from that era, is complex.
It's a reminder that history is rarely black and white.
No, it's not. It's full of individuals whose actions were shaped by the turbulent times they lived in. Now, how about we dive into the world of literature? Taha Hussein, born on November 15th, 1889.
Taha Hussein, the dean of Arabic literature.
That's right. A truly pivotal figure, a prolific writer, and a strong advocate for education.
What made his work so significant?
Well, he challenged traditional literary conventions. He championed a modern approach to Arabic writing. His work explores social issues, themes of identity, and really helped shape a new era in Arabic literature.
It's incredible how individuals born on the same date can have such a profound impact on completely different fields. But of course, November 15th also marks the passing of some influential figures.
Indeed. One such figure is Johannes Kepler, who died on this date in 1630.
Kepler, wasn't he an astronomer?
A brilliant astronomer and mathematician, he formulated the laws of planetary motion.
Those laws revolutionized our understanding of the solar system.
Absolutely. He challenged the long-held belief that planets moved in perfect circles. He showed that their orbits were elliptical. A groundbreaking discovery.
A real game changer. Now, shifting to a different part of the world, November 15th also marks the death of Empress Dowager Cixi of China. She passed away in 1908.
Cixi, a powerful and controversial figure.
She ruled China during a very turbulent period, marked by internal strife and external pressures.
Her legacy is definitely complex and still debated by historians today, but there's no denying her impact on Chinese history.
It's a good reminder that historical figures are rarely simple. Their lives are shaped by so many factors. Now, before we wrap up, I want to mention one more notable passing on November 15th. Mohammed Choukri, a Moroccan writer. He died in 2003.
Choukri, his autobiographical novel For Bread Alone really shook things up.
It was a raw and honest portrayal of poverty and social injustice in Morocco. Really powerful stuff.
It was. His work sparked controversy, but it also earned him critical acclaim. He became a major voice in Moroccan literature.
It seems like November 15th really has witnessed a full spectrum of human experience. Triumphs, tragedies, advancements, setbacks. It's remarkable.
It really is. And as we wrap up our deep dive, it's a good moment to reflect. What events, individuals, or ideas resonated most with you? What did you learn that you didn't know before?
It's been an incredible journey. We've explored ancient empires and modern revolutions. We've delved into the lives of astronomers, artists, and writers. We've even ventured into the vastness of space.
And through it all, we've seen how this seemingly ordinary date, November 15th, has played a role in shaping the world we live in today.
It's been a fantastic reminder that history isn't just a collection of dates and names. It's a living narrative, a story that continues to unfold. So keep exploring, keep questioning, keep diving deep into the fascinating world of history. Until next time.